Well, hello everybody. Jason Grandon with the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. We are back with another episode of the LOCKBOX, presented by the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. I know I was supposed to do one last week. Man, nursing the cold is a pain in the rear. As you guys know, Arizona's been warm. We're just now, I'm telling you, this week, just now, starting to see weather under 103. So it's actually been in the high 90s. Mornings are perfect. They're in the 70s. And then it doesn't get hot till afternoons. But it's perfect time. And people are moving here in groves. It's unbelievable. So you wouldn't think we have high interest rates or anything like that. So, anyways, the market's great, and we're going into our, spring and our fall, winter, and then spring season. And so, Arizona, specifically like places like Maricopa County, Scottsdale, Phoenix, stuff like that, it's our season where people rent. So, rentals. I mean, it's very hard to find furnished rentals right now for season. Town's packing up. Plus, we are lucky to have in April the All-Star game again. So that will be good. Plus, we've got some great events. I mean, event season starts this next weekend. I'm actually haven't taken my wife on her surprise birthday trip to Las Vegas next Wednesday, the 27th, so I can take her to see Carrie Underwood. So she'll be surprised with that. So do not panic, but today's episode is sorry, you can no longer afford a home in Phoenix, Arizona. And I think it should be sorry, you can no longer afford a home in Arizona, period. It is crazy. So, got your attention before you panic or turn off the radio or call me up and say, oh, what's going on? First of all, real quick, interest rates. Yes, they're in the mid-sevens, but you know what? They're still historically low. And remember, you're buying a house one way or the other. You're either going to buy it for yourself or you're going to buy it for your landlord. So we got to get that train of thought going. I know some of our past episodes here we've talked about changing the mindset. So not being able to afford a home in Arizona is crazy because the fact is that low-income earners and first-time buyers you're priced out of the Arizona market. We get calls every day. So we told many of our listeners we own instantrenters.com. So we help out the rental market. We don't do property management, but you're able to buy. It's just going to have to be creative. You're going to have to get a different way of thinking, like we've talked about in some past episodes. So the rental market is crazy. So if you think you're going to keep renting, well, you got another thing coming. Rental prices are pushing over $2 a foot and higher. All right? 3 years ago, when you came to me and said, Jason, I need to find a rental place, we'd be going out and I'd say we're not going to pay over $1 a foot and that house has to be great. So you'd find a 3,000 square foot home. We'd know we'd get it for less than 3,000 and it was a nice home. Today, we go and find a 1,200 square foot home, and if we can grab it for $3,000, $2,800 in a nice area, nice house, not beat up, I'm talking about, we're going to have a very, very tough time doing it. And if we do it, we're probably up against a couple other people, and we might even end up paying a little bit more money. Rent prices are pushing $2 a foot and higher. I'm seeing some apartments that are $3, $3.50 a foot. It's crazy. Your 1,200 square foot home is going to run you $2,400 a month minimum right now. And that, my friends, is a $300,000 home purchase. All right? So, I had this discussion with somebody today. They're like, I want to spend $300,000 on a house. I don't want my payment to be more than $2,400. So $300,000 is going to be about $2,100 a month without taxes and interest. So, excuse me, they'll be at about $2,500 a month, $2,600. They don't want to be at $300,000 purchase. Okay, so they put down 5% conventional loan, but let's just in this case, just for simple math, do 10%. So you put down $30,000, you've got a note of $270,000. Yes, you bought a house for $300,000, but come on, let's face it. You just took away some of your access to credit. You basically put down $30,000, and you're paying rent. So stop thinking it is, I spent $300,000, I don't have that accessible, which you don't because real estate is not that liquid, but it's a lot better than renting. So you're $2,400 a month. And hey, here's the deal. When you rent, let's say you find a place for $2,500 a month. First month's rent, $2,500. 1 month security deposit, $2,500. Now we're at $5,000. Pet and cleaning fee, let's just say another $1,000. Depending on your credit, you may have to put up another month's rent. So either way, you're at $6,000 to $7,500. And just think, if you could find a 5% conventional loan, $15,000, and you can use gift funds. Folks, there's tons of ways to do this. And the fact of the matter is that right now, with the interest rates being a little higher, those that aren't listening to this podcast are sitting there thinking, I can't afford a house, I can't do it. But the fact of the matter is if you can afford a house, take the buy down, take the lowest payment you can get right now, and then refinance it. It's a little bit of gambling, but we're all confident that mid next year rates are going to start coming down. So if you buy it today in the 7s, and then next year or even in the next 18 months it goes down to 5%, you're going to be money ahead. That $300,000 house you bought, when it drops to 5%, is going to be $350,000, possibly $400,000. The Arizona market's there's not a lot on the market, and the stuff that's on the market are, don't get me wrong, there's some good houses on there, but the houses that are on the market are not the houses that have a 2% interest rate. These are the people that have a higher than 4% interest rate that are selling their house. And if you do find a really needle in the haystack, it's because of a life situation that made them do this. So something to keep in mind. Arizona is a hot market. I think it's going to continue to be a hot market. I think the more we stay away from the nonsense, but the people get involved in the communities, I think you're going to see housing values, moral values, and just overall values, everything kind of increase. So it's good. So yes, I feel bad for those kids that are 17, 18, 19 years old. They call and they're like, hey, I need to rent a house, and they're priced out. So we had another gentleman this week told me about what else is going on here in the rental market, because people that work at, let's just say, Chipotle, McDonald's, if they want to live on their own, they honestly can't, because it's just too expensive. You're not going to find a place without eating up their entire paycheck and then probably having to borrow some money from friends. So what he did, he is finding houses that are in non-HOAs, and let's say he finds a 4-bedroom house. So he'll take the 4 bedrooms, rent those out. He puts separate lots on each one. You've got your kitchen in the house, and then he'll take the family room, for example, and turn that into a bedroom. He'll frame it out. So now he's got 5-bedroom house with a common area kitchen and, of course, a common area backyard, and he rents them out individually for $1,000. So his $2,000, $2,400 a month payment, he's generating over $5,000 a month, and he's got some rules in there, but it's been working, and that's the kind of stuff we're seeing. And honestly, while it's creative and it's getting you out of the house, it's getting you your own place, it's really not fair that you go to work every day and you're having to bust your rear end to go live with 4 other strangers for some ridiculous amount of money. Now, with that said, I'm not a handout guy. I do believe in working, but it's just at that point where until things get out of control, you need to focus your goal on purchasing a home. You need to get that $15,000, $20,000 put away somehow so you can purchase a home. That's $300,000, $400,000, and I guarantee you will be a lot happier. And you know what? If you need to, you buy a 3-bedroom home, rent out the other 2 bedrooms like this guy does, and your mortgage is almost covered. So there's a ton of ways to skin that cat, and we can certainly talk about it. But yes, Arizona in general is getting priced out. Perry's Valley, I mean, unless you are a big movie star, some big name company CEO, it's like next to an impossible move. I'm seeing people purchase homes $2, $3 million, and then scrape them. And then they build another home, they're selling $11, $12, $13 million. It is crazy. It's awesome, but it's crazy. Scottsdale, forget about it. Right now, I personally have the lowest priced home in Scottsdale. It's under contract at $309 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo on the bottom floor. And that's a smoking deal. So, you know what? It's expensive. It's expensive. Things are changing, but it's time that you guys get a house. It's the most important thing. Plus, you know what? We're crawling up in the holiday season. We're at the end of September here. We're going into October, which has so many fall fests going on. You got Mortimer's Farm up in Prescott. You've got the one over in Queen Creek. It's a blast. There's so much to do. And then we go right into Thanksgiving and Christmas. So do not miss the holidays. We can have you in a home by the end of October. So listen, thank you for listening to the podcast. I know we're sporadic. You're supposed to do them on a weekly basis. It just gets so busy, and as a one-man show, it makes it tough. We will start putting these on video as well as soon as I clean up the office a little bit and have a nice little background here for you. But other than that, thanks for listening. You have made us one of the number one podcasts in Arizona for real estate. I like the emails. Thanks for following us on Facebook. Hey, also December 2nd, I do have a show. I'm hosting a Christmas party for you. So I have a faith-based singer, Grace Grabber, coming to town, and I am giving all our clients, our friends, your families, whoever you want, a gift. I'm giving you tickets to the show. You're going to come here. We're going to hang out before the show in the auditorium. And then we'll go watch the show and have a good time. All right, everybody. Jason Grandon with the Grandon Group, Arizona's number one brother and sister real estate team. I will see you on the other side. I will be back next week. We got some great stuff to talk about. We'll talk to you soon.